We are just under 2 months away from the final game that Ubisoft ever releases. I think at this point in time, it's all but a certainty. There are no assurances moving forward now that we've seen gameplays and now that we've had some people come forward with their early gameplay experiences. And yep, we've seen this song and dance time and time again. So now let the cope begin before people finally get their hands on it and realize just how bad this ultimately is. And honestly, I'm gonna be very closely following this because at one point in time, like I've said before, okay, I was a big fan of Assassin's Creed, but that was a long time ago with a very different Ubisoft, very different people in charge of it. And now, the ownership is still the same. You know, the day-to-day movers and shakers, these aren't the same people. Okay, these aren't the same people who made Ezio Auditore a household name. These aren't the same people, okay, that drilled into your head the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. With Voss's introductory trailer for Far Cry 3, these are not the same developers who took several Tom Clancy IPs, boomerific military novels, okay, and turned them into some of the greatest games ever. Ghost Recon, that franchise, at one point in time, that was the premier squad shooter. Okay, do I even need to say anything more about Splinter Cell? Ubisoft, they were it, okay? And now, well, there's something that rhymes with it. And they're making an Assassin's Creed without an assassin. It's like, yeah, we know. You're also making a Japanese game without a Japanese character. Okay, so Assassin's Creed Shadows developers want you to know that Yasuke isn't an assassin. Yeah, he's not somebody that should be leading this game, for Christ's sakes. And that means he's not getting any of those classic assassin abilities. Yeah, he's going to get such great tools to his disposal, like a big club. Definitely isn't a different type of stereotyping. And if these developers had different politics, they wouldn't be getting called out for. But anyways, Yasuke, one of the dual protagonists in Assassin's Creed Shadows, is bucking an important series tradition. Yeah, you know, be like, hey guys, we got a brand new operator for Rainbow Six Siege. Yeah, we got this black guy who's in the Navy. Yeah, he's gonna come for. He doesn't have a gun or anything like that. He's just gonna throw spears. I know, like, where are you guys going? What happened? In an interview with Games Radar, associate game director Simon Lemay Kamoto, whatever, some Frenchman, confirmed that Yasuke is not an assassin because the narrative makes sense that he is not. Yeah, exactly. Depending on what narrative we're talking about on the day, because on one hand, you guys want to tell a very historically accurate story, and then on the other, it's more like, history's more like guidelines, really. But it really doesn't much matter, man, because this game, it's going to flop spectacularly, because we know enough about Yasuke at this point in time where he's going to be able to bum anybody that he wants to. It doesn't matter. If he's attracted to them, he's not going to be just bisexual. He's going to be pansexual, sword sexual, asexual, bisexual, C-sexual, or just who gives a crap sexual, because that's what I play Assassin's Creed games for, right? Who I can get into romances with. Ugh, that was always the most cringe aspect of these pseudo-RPG games. Back when they used to be good, now it's just a whole game in general. But yeah, you'll be able to interact with such stunning and brave characters. Like, here's a higher quality picture of the new Assassin's Creed Shadows female character from one of the most starvation-ridden eras of Japan called Yaya. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's actually a mistranslation from the area that she's from, because it's not the most starvation-ridden areas. It's the most nutrition or nutrient lacking areas. Okay, so plenty of ho-hos, plenty of yoo-hoos. Maybe that's her name. Okay, maybe it's Yahoo, not Yaya. That could be the case. That could also be the case. Or if you're looking for something a little bit more stunning, or maybe a little bit more your size, if you're Yasuke, to go ahead and romance, you can go ahead and, I don't know, just wine and dine this looker. Like, what are we doing? Okay, what even is that, man? Okay, and as a actual Japanese woman puts, I guess Ubisoft has never come across a Japanese woman or our historical records. They must be quite out of touch. I'm Japanese, but I've never seen a Japanese woman with such features, either now or in the past. Ubisoft must have a very unique source for their research. Oh yeah, we've heard from them before, and well, they're certifiable Japanese experts. Trust us, bro. Or just imaginative. They're very insulting to both of us and the player base, because yeah, it's got classic AAA Western developer head. Okay, no round soft features, a jaw that could smash any stalk of bamboo put in front of it, a forehead that you could put at least 10 pounds of rice on. Maybe that's where she gets the little divots for. And because they decided to boil it on her head, they also got rid of the eyebrows. Like, that is just... that is peak design from Ubisoft, and exactly the type of care and attention I would come to expect from this development team. But don't you dare criticize it. Apparently, Japanese YouTuber claims video criticizing Assassin's Creed Shadows gameplay struck down 12 times for hate speech. Well, that's interesting. Maybe you were just, like legitimately going, what's this basketball American doing? Slapping around Asians, okay? Keep that to the streets of San Francisco. Ubisoft Assassin's Creed Shadows has been under fire for months. At this point in time, it's coming up on a year. Jeez, it's been a minute. But the controversy has now escalated into censorship allegations. Japanese YouTuber Shohei Kondo has had his gameplay critique of Assassin's Creed Shadows removed from YouTube, a reported 12 times with hate speech cited as the reason for the takedown. As of writing, the video has been re-uploaded again and is active on YouTube. Kondo's videos contains no hate speech whatsoever. I'll take your word for it. I don't speak Japanese. Instead, it features a detailed critique of Ubisoft's portrayal of Japanese culture, pointing out numerous inaccuracies and offensive choice in the flora, NPCs, designs, and protagonist's attire. Repeated takedowns, whether the direct work of Ubisoft or not, have been perceived as an attempt to silence legitimate criticism from a Japanese content creator standing up for his culture against a French company's misrepresentation. Because, yeah, we're starting to see other things as well. It's not so much just the Chinese architecture in feudal Japan. Also some Korean iconography stolen as well. But most recently, you have, I cannot believe this, okay? Because you got some gameplay of Yasuke coming out, and he's walking through a market where you see cherry blossom trees, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's at least, okay? Maybe if it's not, the right time of year or something like that, maybe somebody could have, some issues with that. But cherry blossoms in Japan, that makes sense. But you got those trees blooming at the same time where you have watermelon in the market, and you're playing as Yasuke walking bro, the jokes write themselves, and we're not supposed to talk about it. Otherwise Ubisoft is going to try to take down your content due to hate speech. Like, what are we doing out here, bro? But you got somebody who's actually played the game saying that it is bullshit. Then you got the Access Media, okay, specifically Morgan Park over at PC Gamer. I played 6 hours of Assassin's Creed Shadows, and folks, this is one. I think this one was worth the wait, guys. Yes, so it begins, as Pirate Nation points out. And then he also points to a previous Morgan Park article that says, I played 7 hours of Concord this weekend and immediately want back in. Oh shit. Oh no, this is bad. Oh no, Ubisoft is cooked, guys. Absolutely cooked. But hey, according to Stephen Shinyhead Totillo, one of the founding voices of Polygon, god damn it, man. I think, originally from Kotaku. Now he's, freelancing or freeballing or something like that. Like, he's really excited about mechanics that were in games from like a decade and a half ago. Metal Gear Revengeance, for Christ's sakes, had the exact same shit on display. Like, what are we doing out here? Oh my god, guys, I played Assassin's Creed Shadows yesterday and can confirm it has excellent bamboo slicing technology. I'll have more coverage on the game and game file probably tomorrow. Hey guys, look at, you can go ahead and swing your sword and cut way more bamboo than is actually possible with that swing. Very realistic, very good. I'm so glad that's the most notable takeaway from your gameplay. But what about this? Did you have an opportunity to play any of this? I'm just wondering, okay, because this is maybe he's made of something a little bit stronger than bamboo, or this guy is as well. It could be, or that guy as well. He's just gonna stand there and take it. But don't worry about it. We got really good stuff out here, okay, which is exactly why Ubisoft is prepping for this game to fail, because they're just rolling up the rest of their studios. I mean, Ubisoft is done, okay? Do we even need to go any further? Ubisoft closes Star Wars Outlaws studio, lays off 185 employees as company's financial troubles deepen ahead of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yep, it's done. It's done. Put a fork in it. It's done. Ubisoft, once a beacon of innovation and creativity in the gaming industry. Yeah, man, as somebody who has been through just about its entire life cycle, okay? Like, obviously, I wasn't around at the inception because this is one of the OGs in the game. Ubisoft has been around forever. If you have been gaming for as long as I have, if you're a child of the 90s, Ubisoft is integral to the games you played. Like, specifically, like, god, man, it sucks to see what they've become. But I mean, when you continue to put out horrific shit like this, what do you expect? Like, all of those great games that they worked on back in the day, all of those Tom Clancy games, all of those Rayman games. Like, yo, I got the Ubisoft. I'm sorry, I got the Wikipedia of Ubisoft franchises pulled up. Okay, but you got the Anno series. Okay, Assassin's Creed, obviously, Brothers in Arms, Call of Juarez. Oh my God, those games were underrated but fun as hell. Gunslinger is one of the best Western games that's out there. 1000%. The Driver franchise. Oh my God, Far Cry, of course. Just Dance. That used to be a big, pun, not fully intended, but a big mover and shaker for them. Prince of Persia. Oh boy, what that's become. Yeah, Rayman, Rabbids, Tom Clancy games, of course. Trackmania, Trials. Oh, Trials was good. And then Watch Dogs. Yeah, what could have been. Definitely what could have been. Oh my God, they also had, the rebooted RPG South Park games, The Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole. This is how long I've been following Ubisoft and their games for. Like, I remember watching a Jesse Cox, who would end up coming out to be just a huge beta cuck. I remember watching him play all through The Stick of Truth, and that was actually a fairly enjoyable experience, even with the cringe in retrospect. But seeing what has happened to Ubisoft, a company that I have supported with hundreds and maybe even thousands of my own dollars, especially with all those special editions for, Assassin's Creed and Far Cry games that were coming out. Oh well. Today, Ubisoft revealed the closure of Ubisoft Leamington, a UK-based studio that has been part of the Ubisoft family since its acquisition from Activision in 2017. Formerly known as Freestyle Games, Ubisoft Leamington employed around 50 dedicated personnel who contributed to notable titles such as Star Wars Outlaws, Bomb, Skull and Bones, A Bomb, Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, Giant Bomb, Tom Clancy's The Division 2. I think that, man, the fact that came out and it just kind of came and went, like The Division. I remember, you guys were, oh my God, what was that? E3 2015 or something like that. Yeah. The door closing gameplay reveal. If you know, you know it. If you don't, whatever. But that was another, Tom Clancy game Tom Clancy sub-series that just kind of came and went. And of course, Far Cry 5, which I know has its fans. It just bored me to tears. That's one of those games that I got like a dozen hours in. And one of the few games, normally, even if I hate a game, I'm going to see it all the way through to completion eventually. But Far Cry 5, that's one of those ones where it's like, yeah, okay, I like 3. I like 3 quite a bit, but it really did fall off after Voss disappeared and you just had generic white guy as the bad guy. Ooh, big, really bucking the trend on that one. And then Far Cry 4 is like, that was a little bit better, but quite disappointing. And then 5, it's like, okay. Ooh, religious cult. Oh yeah, religion's bad, opiate for the masses, bunch of commie gobbledygook. Yeah, okay, it totally makes sense. It looked good, but it's also boring as hell, but whatever. The shutdown of the studio not only marks the end of an era for its employees, but also underscores the broader challenges Ubisoft faces in maintaining its diverse portfolio of games. The decision to close Leamington is part of the larger reconstruction plan that will now affect other Ubisoft offices, including Dusseldorf, Stockholm, and Newcastle upon Tyne, home to Ubisoft Reflections. Across these locations, a total of 185 employees will lose their jobs as the company seeks to reduce costs and prioritize projects that promise long-term stability. In an official statement to Eurogamer, Ubisoft expressed deep regret over the impact of its workforce, emphasizing gratitude for their contributions and commitment to supporting them through this transition. Exactly, and it just kind of paints a picture that everything rides on shadows. Their release schedule throughout the rest of this year is very sparse. There's nothing else, at least on the level of Shadows or anything approaching that level, slated for release this year. This is it. Like, if Ubisoft doesn't pull off a miracle and this game isn't as fantastic as they hope it is or need it to be, it's done. Okay, and we're going to be talking about the collapse of a titan, of a once prolific publisher being fully taken over by China, restructured, and then relaunched in a few years' time, putting out the games that they should have been creating and used to make that made them a force in the industry to begin with. But all in due time, we'll have to see. We're still 2 months away from the ultimate fate of Ubisoft being sealed, and well, if we continue to get more gameplay reveal like what we've seen before, more bamboo cutting action, I know I can't wait. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.